Welcome to the world of anime recaps, and today we'll explain the show named Tsukimichi Moonlit Fantasy. Mitsumi Makoto is an ordinary human who gets transported to another world by a goddess due to the existence of a contract between the goddess and Makoto's parents, who are heroes living on Earth themselves. The scenario changes a little when the goddess decides to throw Makoto away by only giving him the power to understand all languages except humans after calling him hideous to a distant wasteland. Makoto travels to the wasteland and ends up running into an orc named Emma who was being attacked by a monster who's easily defeated by Makoto. He mistakes Emma as being her compile like he'd read in every story. Emma takes Makoto to her stronghold as she tells her about her situation and teaches Makoto magic. Makoto turns out to be capable of learning magic extremely quickly, leaving Emma in shock. He decides to help Emma for all information and help and heads off to fight the greater dragon Shin, who is causing problems for Emma's people. Makoto attacks Shin, and as the two are going against each other, Makoto gets trapped by Shin. She starts to read Makoto's memories that pisses him off. As he breaks the cell to get out, it turns out that Shin is now impressed by Makoto's memories and now wants to form a contract with him to see what great things he does to the world alongside him. The two form a contract with a condition of the stronger one being in charge. Since Makoto was supposedly a hero and was a lot stronger than Shin, expected he became the master, and Shin turned into a beautiful samurai woman, fixing Makoto's disappointment for having Emma as his companion. Our guy was more sad on Emma than being thrown in the wasteland. Shin shows Makoto her demiplane, which is now turned into a beautiful green space, probably because of Makoto's dominance in the contract. Shin invites Emma's people to live in the demiplane so that they can stay safe, and there's an abundance of food. As the orcs were settling into the demiplane sometime later, Shin brought an injured dwarf and asked Makoto to heal him. His name's Baron, and he was injured due to the attack of the black spider, who had now entered in the demiplane as well. Makoto went in a battle against the spider, but passed out after too much mana since the spider could regenerate too fast. Shin came to help but found the spider being rather affectionate to Makoto and offered her to form a contract as well. Makoto woke up to find out that the spider had turned out into another beautiful woman wishing to serve him along with Shin. Certainly, luck was on Makoto's side, even if the goddess wasn't. Multiple species had transferred to the demiplane, and Makoto became their young master. Makoto went to the outside world and found a human civilization, but ended up scaring them from his Demon King aura. He couldn't communicate with them either, due to the curse of the goddess. Makoto named Shin and the spider Tomeo and Mio after them insisting. He visits a human town with Mio and Tomeo and enrolls as an adventurer. Tomo and Mio break the records for the strongest adventurers in town, while one young master was still at level 1 that's lower than a toddler. Makoto went out shopping, leaving Tomo in charge of their goods, who got attacked by ninjas but easily defeated them and even captured one of them. Mio and Makoto ran into a young girl who asked for their help to find out their sister Toa, who looked exactly like the girl Makoto rejected, named Hasegawa. Mio and Tomo get assigned to find Toa, and Makoto finds out about the young girl selling her out, since that was the only way for her to get Toa back. Tomo and Mio raid the place Toa was held and end up destroying the city after getting caught up in a little friendly competition. Toa got back to her sister safe, and Mio and Tomo received a little punishment from their beloved young master. Makoto took Mio and Toa along with some other adventurers and went to the next closest town while defeating monsters with valuable ruby eyes in the way. Tomo was tricked to train alone to increase her level by Makoto. Makoto registered with the others and revealed that he plans on selling the ruby eyes to the Rebron company, to which Toa warned him. Makoto went back to the demiplane to check on the well go in progress, as well as to get some custom equipment to suppress his growing mana. Makoto goes to Rembrandt, but the manager takes him for a fool until he shows the ruby eyes, to which the owner of Rembrandt reveals how they are required to cure a disease called ambrosia. Makoto goes to register himself as a merchant and flies through the test as it had basic middle school questions. Back at the demiplane, Makoto decides to start a marketplace and sell goods from the demiplane. He returns to the town and both Mio and Tomo both attempt a little seduction in their young master. Makoto helps in healing the wife and daughter of Patrick, the owner of their abroad company, and as he leaves for outside of the town with Mio and Tomo, they get attacked by an adventurer named Lime and his group. Makoto's crew easily defeats them, and Tomo makes Lime apologize to Rembrandt, after which she guarantees the safety of the orphanage she was fighting for. A little tournament is held back at the demiplane to encourage different species of monsters to spar with each other, since Makoto is so broken that it gets discouraging for them to fight him. Makoto assigns Tomo to train Toa's group to get better. She trains them rather proficiently, and they become the best adventure group in town rather quickly. Makoto requests a shop in a neutral area from Patrick to sell his stuff and later decides to find ambrosia blossoms, but decides not to pick any since they're guarded by elves. Tomo reveals that Makoto's archery practice has increased his mana to the level of the goddess since he's expecting death again and again for split seconds while trying to focus. Makoto returns to the outside world, meets a prostitute but is forced to return by furious Mio and Tomo, who suddenly start to get too close to Makoto before he runs away. Mio apologizes later, and Makoto takes him to find the ambrosia flowers. They encounter two elves named Eris and Aqua, and the same prostitute who was an adventurer with a group there. He sent the adventurers to the demiplane and negotiated with the elves who took him to the shelter. They met Aqua's master, who was later revealed to be under control by Mio before she was ordered to switch places with Tomo. The elf was controlled by a leech who was easily defeated and restrained by Makoto. Tomo later revealed to the chief that she's the dragon, Shin and Makoto as her master, leaving them in shock. Leech is revealed to be a former human who turned to a leech in its attempt to travel worlds. Makoto formed a contract with Leech and named him Shiki. The demiplane got affected by an explosion that caused Tomo to get hurt. Makoto found out that it was done by the adventurers when he checked their memories while healing the residents. Makoto leaves for the prostitutes and kills her in pure rage without showing any mercy. Shiki reveals the situation of humans and the Magic Academy to Makoto when he gets back to check on Tomo. He leaves to the academy to learn magic with Shiki, and as he reaches the academy, the goddess teleports him to a battle between demons and humans. Makoto ends up finding the strongest adventurers named Sophia and Mitsurugi after they didn't listen to him. He reveals a fraction of his power after his fingers get cut off and destroy Sophia's legendary sword and Mitsurugi's magic completely. He uses one of his rings to shoot like an arrow and causes a huge explosion that stops the war between the human and the demon army. Sophia and Mitsurugi are still alive and decide to take revenge on Makoto. Makoto wakes up back at the demiplane with Mio and Tomo around him. The news of a sorcerer stopping the war spreads around, as well as the involvement of two more heroes, and Makoto's business becomes a hit right off the bat. Makoto remarks his future is bright and later questions himself after Mio and Tomo get into another argument for him back at the demiplane in the celebration party. Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel for more great anime recaps just like this. I'll see you in the next one. Peace!